There you go, folks. How did you like that as an improvised way of putting the intro video in on just using my phone? I am quite proud of myself on that one. Pat myself on the back if I do say so myself. Want to throw a quick video out there. Oh, and by the way, happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Might as well do my regular startup. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. This is S.J. Poor from Little Face Brewing. It almost feels like I have to say that. It's almost like Tourette's, where you bark and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I digress. Wanted to cover something real quick. We spent the entire day talking about this one topic, and I do believe we came up with a consensus, and that has to do with labels on your beers. Okay, so the question was posted. Actually, Laramo22 sent me a message earlier today with one of the guys in his region sent him a note saying that they heard that we were putting labels on, or weren't putting labels on. It was going to be anonymous. That is a hard word to say fast. Anonymous. Okay. Well, it is going to be anonymous. However, if you want to put a label on your beer, feel free. Go ahead and put a label on the beer. The one thing we got to remember, the one thing that we are not we're not the BAGCP, AHA, or any of that jazz. We're not affiliated with any of them. So we don't have to go by their guidelines. There's no reason why you as a brewer can't put a label on your beer. I enjoy labels on beers. To me, that shows that you care about your beer. You love your beer. You love it enough to spend a little time to put something neat on it. Don't put a label on your beer if you don't want to. Put a piece of electrical tape on it. Just don't use red. That one's already taken. And write on there what you will. The one thing that has to be an absolute must that is going to be on your beer, I would actually say probably the two things that are an absolute must that you should have on your beer. One is your registration number. That has to be on your beer, because that's really what makes this an anonymous judging. Because that's where the judging, that's how they know what to put into the website. So there's no way that anybody can see what anybody else did until after you already do your review and you enter your data into that spreadsheet or into that onto the site. That's the really cool part about this, and that's kind of what polices it. Is you're not going to be able to see those results until after you're already done. Well, after you're already done, what's it? Who cares what the other people thought? I mean, that's when you can watch the live, ranking on how it goes, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. So go ahead, put labels on, show your artwork, do whatever you want, but put on your registration number. And the other thing I would say, at least put a name on your beer so that we have an idea of what it is. Like mine, I've been sharing this with everybody. I'm doing a rye, Southern Hemisphere rye IPA. That's one of the beers. Now, my recipe is mine. But, telling you that it's a Southern Hemisphere rye IPA really doesn't let that much out, of the beer. So, registration number is a must. You have to put that on there. Go ahead and put on what the kind of the beer it is. I'd also would love to have you guys send along your ingredient list, of what's in the beer. You don't have to give up what your weights are, okay? We don't need to know that. That's your proprietary. There you go. Jeez, I need more beer. Proprietary information on your beer. But what it does is, for those of us like me, I review beers and whatnot, but I feel that I'm bad at it. I mean, some people like the way I review beers. Other people, they're probably horrified with the way I brew beers. But I'm one of those like it, don't like it kind of guys. But the reason why it'd be nice for you to go ahead and put your ingredient list on the beers, because that's the educational part of this challenge. It's a tool, okay? So, all right, we'll just throw something out there. You're doing a Baltic porter, okay? So it's got, some molasses in it. It's got this in it. It's got that in it. It's got, some crystal malts. It's got maybe a touch of black patent, whatever it is. When we go through the, tasting the beers, it'd be awful nice to be able to put, for lack of a better way of putting it, a face to a name, okay? You're putting a taste to an ingredient. Oh, so that's what that tastes like when it has molasses in it. Or, wow, I didn't know maple syrup could do that to a beer. What kind of honey was that? Man, this two-row. Okay, I get that. Maris Otter. Get what I'm saying? So it's nice to have that as a reference point as to what the beers, what you're tasting. So that is the educational tool part of it. So there you have it, folks. Go ahead, put a label on if you want. Don't put a label on. It doesn't matter. That's up to you. If you're not an artsy guy, then just put a tag on it. Say this is my oatmeal stout with my registration number on it. Go ahead and you can take a piece of paper, maybe wrap around it, somehow get us an ingredient list. If you want to put another one on the back with some scotch tape or something on it that says, well, this is the ingredients that I have in it, I think that would be helpful. It would be helpful for me and a couple other guys out there. That it helps. I love putting a name to a flavor. I have an okay palate, but I have nowhere near the palate to say Kevin Clements has, or Everty Homebrewing, or Brad, Puka. Some of these guys have a really good palate. I do, but I don't know what those names are. I don't know what they're called, and stuff. It's an educational tool as well. So there, I rambled on long enough. So that was my quick way of putting a video together without actually going. That's all, folks. For not having to actually load it onto a video player. This is straight off the phone. So I'm out of here. I hope that helped answer some questions. Also, another note, real quick before I go. T-shirts. I'll definitely have these T-shirts in my hands by next week. I'll hopefully have them by the end of this week. For those of you larger fellas out there, need not to worry. I did go in and put a last-minute order for some 3X T-shirts. So if you're a 3Xer, you want a T-shirt, I got one for you. Shoot me out an email, aspoor@comcast.net. Send me out a message, something. Keep coming. Bring me the T-shirt orders. I want to have to reorder some more T-shirts is what I want to do. All right, I'm getting out of here before it gets too much longer. I'm pushing the 9-minute mark on my phone. We're going to hope that this loads up. Anyways, this is S.J. Poor from Little Face Brewing. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. Brew wonderful beer. Cheers. Hee hee.